What's next on your plate? What's the next project? I'm assuming this is ongoing. It hasn't ended. What are you working on, Rabbi?
Currently, I'm working on tying up the loose ends. There's a lot of Geniza material that I had used in my notes, which I feel deserve exposure on their own. I've recently been engaged in publishing fragments that survive from Reb David HaNagid, the last of the Maimonidean Negidim, a great-great-grandson of Rabbeinu Avraham was Reb David II. Rabbi Avraham's son was Reb David. And at the end of the chain in the 1300s, here was Reb David HaNagid. He was the last, the seventh Maimonidean to sit on that seat. He had abdicated his seat for reasons we don't know and landed up in Syria. And with him, this is a very fortuitous moment in Jewish history, he had brought with him a big portion of original Maimonidean writings. He had the original Pirush of the Chumash of Rabbeinu Avraham. He had writings of which survive to this day because of him, of the Rambam's Pirush HaMishnayos in the Rambam's hand. He had this as part of his library. He brought them with him to Syria, and it was in Syria where a few hundred years later, Christian Hebraists with money and interest in these kind of manuscripts brought them back to England, and that's how they survive to this day in the collections of these great British libraries. Very fortuitous moment. I can imagine somebody shaking his head and feeling how terrible it is that the Rambam's writings were bought by some Gentile and now carried off faraway England. But that is what has preserved them, and that's the only reason the Pirush on Chumash has survived. It was only first published in 1958 from this manuscript, which would have certainly been lost along with the rest of the.
Is this the same Rav David that some historians speculate brought the Aleppo Codex with him to Syria?
Yeah. He is also it's speculation. There's nothing documented about it, but he is the link from Aleppo to Fostat. We know that the Rambam saw the Codex. The Rambam used it, presumably in Cairo when in putting together the Mishneh Torah, where he says he used the Aleppo Codex. Then it's in next we know it's the Aleppo Codex, not the Cairo Codex, because it's in Aleppo. He is one of the suggested links from, but it's speculatory.
So
I think that
after Rabbi Maimon, after you tie up the loose ends, what's next after the loose ends?
On the burner is what I would like to do. I haven't done any significant work in this regard yet, but my edition of the Pirush of Rabbeinu Avraham ben ha-Rambam is largely scholarly, and it's copious footnotes, long footnotes. Like I told you, it's 2 volumes, about 1,500 pages. It's long. I believe it's valuable. I value it. I can't say it's valuable for everybody, but I value it. But it's hard. It's not a popular commentary. I would like to issue an English edition, whereby I would leave out a majority of the footnotes. The footnotes discuss why the original translation may have meant this, may have meant that, parallels showing why I believe this is what Rabbenu Avraham means. I would eliminate all that. I would leave it for scholars. I would leave it the Hebrew edition for scholars, but to publish an English 1-volume edition, which would reflect my understanding of the original Arabic commentary, I think that would be very useful, very valuable. I haven't done significant work in that regard, but I would like to. That's something that I would like to do.
Well, this has been absolutely fascinating, and so much more to cover, but our time is up, and urge all our listeners and viewers to explore Rabbi Maimon's works on Avraham ben ha-Rambam online or purchasing them, whatever works. And again, Rabbi Maimon, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Ari. It's been a pleasure, and very happy to come on. So thank you for the opportunity. I wish you and your listeners and viewers a wonderful day and every success in every way.
Thank you so much. Thank you.